Welcome to this live, or if you're watching back, to a recording, welcome to this video. I'm Emily Dunn, and like many people, I have had a significant struggle with stress and anxiety, which has had a huge impact on my life, my career, my health. And when I was in the thick of it, someone gave me some advice. They said, look, Em, learn to master your mind so it doesn't master you. And it really was the start of quite a life-changing journey of becoming a mindset coach and specializing in turning self-doubt into self-confidence. Now, look, I find myself working towards the mission I set myself when I started my business, Empowered Mindset. I said I'm going to free 1 million minds from limits, shooting for the stars. So here we go. I'm going to start today trying to free some minds with learning and understanding. And that brings us to this webinar. Okay, so pop it forward, and I'm just going to disappear out a bit. There we go. Looking good. So look, this is a webinar or a series of 4 lives or recordings, depending on how you find me, all about how to rewire your stress response. It's about understanding it, tuning into it, and then learning how to take control. We're going to follow this simple process, and please follow this as you go through each of the 4 videos. We're going to learn a bit. We're going to plan how to take what we've learned forward in our daily lives. Then we're going to do it, okay? And then we'll move on to the next bit. And each time we go through this, each step we take, we'll be deepening our knowledge, deepening our understanding and our skill, and slowly we'll start retuning our stress response. Okay, so stick with me. Next, let me show you that journey that we'll be going on. Now, all of this stuff, all this work, this insight is based on the work that Deb Dana has done. And you can see a little clip of one of her books in the corner there. Polyvagal Theory was really her child, her thinking, her research, and to say it's blown the doors off anxiety and therapeutic processes is to play it down. So yeah, have a look into her work. She's got all sorts of books and videos and things, so check it out. This is how we are going to take it forward in these videos and lives, if you're live with me. Step 1 today is all about our autonomic nervous system. We're going to learn about it, and we're going to start to notice what it's doing, okay? Step 2, again, it's about the autonomic nervous system. We're going to befriend it. We're going to deepen our experience, our personal understanding of what's going on for us. We're going to befriend it, and we're going to look at how can we turn glimmers of certain feelings that we want more of into glows. Feelings like happiness, joy, safety, okay? Step 3 is about self-compassion. Now, this doesn't fit as part of polyvagal theory, but it is absolutely fundamental as a skill to this work. So it's where, through my own learning and experience, self-compassion is the backbone of resilience and any mental change that we want to make. So it fits beautifully in this process. And then step 4, or video 4, will be about how we retune our nervous system. Now, if you make it all the way to the 4th video or live, I urge you to do it all again and deepen your experience, your understanding and your skill as you continue on your journey to rewiring, retuning your nervous system. Okay, so let's get into it. That's the journey that we're going on. Let's start learning about our autonomic nervous system. Now, Simple diagram. This will become clear as we move forward. But we've got two paths in our nervous system, the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. And the parasympathetic nervous system, you can see here in the blue and the green, has two branches to it. The dorsal vagal, which is in the blue, and the ventral vagal in the green. Okay. And all of these different branches and pathways have evolved as human beings have evolved. You know, initially when we were crawling out of the primordial soup and just learning to stay alive. Yeah. And then as we developed as human beings, we needed a bit more sort of early warning system. So the fight and flight and the sympathetic nervous system came in. And then as humans evolved even further, the need for social connection, surviving in the group skills became fundamental to human being survival. And so the ventral vagal branch was created and all that came with that. So let's have a look at these a bit more. The ventral vagal system. When we are in a ventral vagal state and our nervous system is tuned in here, we're in a place where connection and safety is predominant. We are feeling joy, we're feeling grounded, we're feeling mindful, present. We are capable of curiosity and openness. We're calm. We can feel compassion for others, for ourselves. Yeah. We have full access to our resources, our capabilities, our knowledge, and we're in a really open state to learn and grow. Okay, so that is our ventral vagal connection and safety. But we go through life and things happen. Oh, hang on, slow down. Events or triggers can activate our sympathetic nervous system. And we can sometimes, you see the wobbly line right across there, we can dip in and out of the green and the red, and our parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous systems can switch in and out, in and out. But sometimes it can just go poof, and we can experience fight or flight, maybe a near miss when you're driving. Yeah, or maybe some sort of emotional trigger, or the boss is angry. And we start to experience emotions with this. Panic, fear, anxiety, worry. These are sort of emotions of flight, of moving away from. And then you've got the fight type emotions, rage, anger, irritation, frustration. Yeah. And we're starting to get ready for fight. And as we continue to experience whatever it is that's triggered us, we'll get to a point where we are able to deactivate this nervous system and soothe it and come back down into the ventral vagal system. Now we learn to deactivate or to soothe as children, you know, as parents. If you're a parent now, you will go to your child if they fall over and they're crying, or someone said they're not going to be their friend anymore. You're going to be there for them. You're going to help co-regulate and help them understand that emotion, help it flow in and out. And that is what this deactivation is, bringing that child back into a place of calm and being in the present, and not one of fear or anxiety or worry. And slowly, as we grow up, we learn to do this for ourselves. Okay, we learn to validate our emotions. We learn to give ourselves what we need to soothe ourselves, or give ourselves some reassurance. But sometimes this deactivation doesn't happen, or what we're exposed to is too intense for us to deactivate from anytime quickly or effectively enough. And we can go into the dorsal vagal area, and here we experience a sort of shutdown form. So in the red you have fight or flight, in the blue it's fawning. Does that make sense? Where we literally, it's almost like playing dead. Dissociation, numbness, depression, shutdown. Powerful emotions like shame can bring this on. It's very, very powerful. And this was initially evolved. It's the first nervous system to evolve in human beings, because our only way to survive was just to go immobile. It was for absolute emergencies and shutdown. But it's still there. It's still part of our beautiful, complex, tricky minds. It's still there, and it can still get activated. Now, these pathways are bidirectional. So the mind and the body are connected. So an event can happen. Our nervous system can interpret it and make us move into blue or the red. And then that has a consequence in our behavior. Think about this. How much eye contact can you make with someone when you're experiencing fight or flight, so intense panic or fear or rage? What about if you've ever experienced depression or numbness, shame? How much eye contact can you hold? What about your ability to connect and relate to others? What's your facial expression like? Connection and safety. What's it like when you start to experience anxiety? And all of this has an impact for us. And it certainly has an impact. If activation is prolonged, this can impact our physiology and our health. Let's have a look at that. So when we are in the ventral vagal state of connection and safety, that resting and recuperating, we can digest our food. We are resistant to infection. We can relate to people. We can hold eye contact all day long and really connect with people. Our defensive behaviours or responses or feeling protective of ourselves is reduced. Then as we move into the sympathetic fight and flight phase, our blood pressure goes up, our heart rate, adrenaline, you feel it. Oxygen circulating, being pumped to vital organs, ready for the fight. Blood clotting ability of our blood is increased, because maybe we'll be wounded in the fight that we're going into. And it's going to decrease fuel storage, because your body thinks it's going to need a high blood sugar. We're going to be burning a lot of fuel in this fight. Our immune response is reduced. We can't relate to people because we're in this state. Digestion slows, and insulin activity is reduced. So we're keeping our blood sugar high. We know that can play out in our health. But if we're in a prolonged state of depression, numbness, dissociation, this sort of flips. Our heart rate is vastly reduced, blood pressure is low, we'll go cold, our facial expression is like blank, our face can be long, social behaviour is reduced. As I've reviewed this diagram, this representation of your complex human autonomic nervous system, I wonder what's come up for you. I wonder what's resonated for you. I wonder if you've identified what it feels like for you when you're in different states. And in fact, if you haven't, take a moment now to think about, when was it the last time you felt truly in the green, truly open and curious, truly grounded? What about in the red or the blue? Can you recall a time when you were in that phase? Now, we're going to come to the planning and the doing part of this video. I would like you to, every day, reflect on the day that's just passed and think about how much time you've spent in the green, the red and the blue. And start to notice and get some data on where your autonomic nervous system is operating. That's all step one is about. Noticing and trying to gather some data about where you are in each of the phases. Because in the next video, we'll start to explore actually how do we help you deactivate. Because if I had a couple of quid spare to gamble on it, I bet you're maybe spending a bit too much time in the red than you were hoping to. And actually, the benefits of the green is something that is meaningful to you. Certainly my clients, when they shift significantly into the green, the health benefits that they experience are phenomenal. All these tablets and pills and things they were taking for ailments and symptoms no longer required. So over to you. That's the activity. We've learned the plan and now we do it. It's a daily reflection on how much time you're spending in each of the quadrants. Green, red and blue. Really simple. Just make a note somewhere. And then in the next video, we will take this forward. Okay. Now, if you'd like to learn more about me and what I do and my experience, please dive in on the QR code there on the left. And if you actually really in a green and curious mindset and you want to get some more clarity about your mindset and what could be holding you back right now, I really urge you to take this quiz, the Mindset Clarity Quiz. On the right, that QR code will take you straight to it. It's free. It takes a couple of minutes, 2, 3, 4 minutes, and it might just get you started on a journey that could change your life.